A big hello and a very warm welcome to a very special show on brand equity. I'm talking to a person today who I'm a personal fan of, so it's really a fan moment for me, and I don't say that very often. All of you have probably seen her, but today I'm hoping to dive a little deeper, find out her background, find out how she became a brand, and of course what brands can do better to work with her and creators like her in a much more meaningful manner. I'm talking about none other than Aiyoo Shraddha. Well, Shraddha, Shraddha Jain, right?
Yes.
Yes. Such a pleasure to be meeting you. I'm so excited about this interview. I'm not usually very excited about interviews because people are so, PR-ish in their answers. But this is an interview I'm super excited about.
I'm so glad.
So, I want to talk to you about a lot of things, but I want to structure it in a way that first I want to deep dive into your past.
Right.
Right? I know you're a South Indian, you come from a South Indian family, middle class family.
Very.
So, how does a person like you manage to become a stand-up comic and a content creator, right? Given your background and you know what your family aspires for you?
To answer that in one word, very slowly. Because you don't plan to become a stand-up comedian when you are born to a middle-class family.
Absolutely.
Where the mother is a government school teacher, father is an accountant, and your days are filled with, lessons about the importance of education.
Yes.
And how that's your only ticket. That's your only ticket out of this. Right? So, education, being very good at academics and growing up to get a great job, and those are the only examples, only stories that I would hear day in and day out. And then for the longest time in my life, what I'm doing right now did not even figure in the scheme of things. Like, what? No. So, and if you look at my academic record, I have an excellent academic record in school.
Oh, really?
Yes. Then I got into engineering, got campus place. So everything looked like, oh, जैसा design बनाया था ये वैसा ही हो रहा है सब कुछ. There is nothing going off track, and I made sure nothing goes off track. I knew I had to pass engineering with distinction, which is what I did.
Wow.
And then I got campus place. So there's like not that whole phase of काम ढूंढने का था ही नहीं, because that was the plan.
Right.
To get campus placed.
Right.
You have to get a job right after which is what I did. And so like I said.
Where did you get your job?
My first job was with Aiyoo Global Solutions.
Oh, wow.
Which is Mr. Fanish Murthy.
Yes.
Was the CEO then. So that was my first job. And so when things are happening according to plan, the thought of shaking the apple cart doesn't occur to you.
Absolutely.
There's not a moment where you think, what I really want to do in my life, That's a thought you have when things are not going your way.
Absolutely.
Like, क्या कर रही हूँ मैं? नहीं, ये तो बहुत मस्त चल रहा है. काम मिल गया. After my first job, I moved on to a bigger company. I went to the US. So you can imagine.
You went to the US like a good South Indian girl, got a good job there. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get better, right?
Yeah,
so it's going according to plan. It's going according to the blueprint I had in mind. But then I think somehow, what it is I don't know, but you have an epiphany of sorts, right? And I think that again happens not when you are enjoying what you do, it happens when you are, I'm using the term I didn't enjoy what I was doing to sort of cover the fact that I was not good at what I was doing. And when you have been consistently good at what you do, like you're so good at studies, and then suddenly you realize, oh, why am I not getting good at this? That's when the question of, is this what I should be doing, happened to me.
Oh, wow.
Right. To enjoy work was not even like, what does it mean to enjoy work? You have to be good at work.
Right.
You have to be very good at it.
Yeah.
And because I was not very good at it.
What was your job profile?
I was a software analyst.
Wow.
Right. And I worked with some brilliant minds. And I think what I did not like was not knowing, ये जो मैं कर रही हूँ, all this coding, how is it affecting the world at large? I couldn't get my head around it, and I think not being as good as the other people I was working with, एक बहुत ज़्यादा ego hurt हो गया, which I had not had.
Sure.
Consistently good, right, in studies and everything, and then I saw, look at these guys, they are so cool. Look at how good they're at what they do. Thoda ego hurt happened, and I said, wait a second, like this is a question I have never asked myself, but really was this my plan, or did I just roll with it? Turns out I rolled
Rolled
with
with
it.
it.
I rolled with it, right? So doing electronics engineering was not my plan. Engineering करने का है, but sometimes you don't even know कौन सा करने का है. हाँ, engineering करने का है. Why did I choose electronics? I don't know. इधर seat मिला. Why did I choose this company? इधर काम मिला. Why did I move to this company? Because I cracked the interview.
Correct.
You were just rolling. I think
series of accidents.
I rolled with it. The first time I asked myself and deliberated on what I want to do. And even at that point, it looked like such a huge decision to say, I want to do radio. And radio. And I'll tell you why. What I wanted to do is be a creator, right? Except radio में face नहीं दिखाना पड़ता है, and my own confidence about my, how I looked was very low at that point in time.
Sure.
So for me, radio was like, I don't have to show my face, and I could entertain. I wanted to be an entertainer, right? But did I think, oh, I want to be an actor that time? No, because I did not have the confidence to say, I can be on a screen and people will watch me. I didn't think I was good looking. I didn't think I had any screen presence whatsoever.
Wow.
So I said, radio बहुत मस्त है. Also, I had grown up listening to a lot of radio, and my father and I would enjoy radio a lot, and he would tell me, she cracked this joke, I laughed so hard. And it would amaze me that some girl somewhere who has never met my father can say something that my father can chuckle to. I
Yes.
found that extremely amazing, and I said, yeah, this is very
But were
good.
you always funny?
I was funny to my father. He was the only audience I had. Okay, my mother was a teacher, she was super strict.
Okay.
Also morning she had to leave for work and all that. She had no time for my nonsense. Like, when my father would listen to all my jokes and laugh. And I know that feeling. I knew that feeling of making someone laugh is so...
And his laughter was genuine.
Absolutely. He didn't laugh to encourage me.
Okay, not indulge
because
you.
Where this is going. Like, the stand-up... No, he didn't know. He just laughed. So night time when he would sleep, I would crack jokes about school mein aaj kya hua, किसी और बच्चे ने क्या बोला, and he would laugh. So that feeling of what it feels like to make somebody laugh, I knew, right? But I wanted to be an entertainer.
Right.
I wanted to be an entertainer, and I said radio is where I want to be because I don't have to show anybody my face.
What guts. Order to wanting to be an entertainer.
Yeah, and then I'll tell you what I did. I went to All India Radio. वहाँ पे एक ना आपको apply करके you have to make one, what's it called? It's one thing. I forget what it's called. It's like one...
CV?
No.
Resume?
No, you have to give one money. It's a bank thing. What's it called? अभी कोई बनाता नहीं है वो. It starts with a D.
Demand
DD, demand draft. You have to make 2,000 rupees का demand draft. So I made a demand draft and I gave it to them. I said, and they said, हाँ हम लोग process करके बताएंगे. And per show का कुछ 400 rupees and all that, which was nowhere close to the money I was making at this company.
Right.
But then I said, well, you have to, you want to do this, you do this. So.
And at this point, what was your family thinking? That you're completely insane?
Completely insane. I think there were people in my family who believed that maybe I was sexually harassed at work and I didn't want to tell them that I was sexually harassed, so I just quit my job. So I said, no, just calm yourselves down. I want to try this. Let me do this. And I'll tell you, after you have done engineering and got a job and went to the US, and then the parents sort of say, कर ले अभी क्या सब तो जो हमारे list में था you have done, so I might as well let you do this. And they let me. So when I say let me, they're like, okay, whatever. Do your say.
And you got into radio.
So I did not get into All India Radio. What I did was then I knew that एक जगह apply करने से तो नहीं होगा. So I made one ad for myself. An ad that announced why you should have me as a radio jockey. And then like a pamphlet, I gave it to all radio stations in Bangalore.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then one radio station saw that pamphlet and they said, okay, at least for the effort she has put in, let's call her.
Wow.
And they gave me an audition. And that's how I got in.
Okay, you got into radio finally, and then what happened?
And then I did radio in so many different formats. I did Kannada radio, I did Bollywood radio, and I think radio is probably what taught me about content.
Okay.
It taught me how to structure content because see, the real estate in radio is only audio.
That's
There's
true.
nothing else.
Yes.
And as a jock, you have about a minute to 120 seconds to make your point, to entertain you, tell you what radio station you're listening to, tell you what my name is, tell you the sponsor's name. So much packed into 2 minutes.
Sure.
So how to pack so much content in so little.
That's true.
That was taught to me by radio. And then I think after a few years of radio, there was this one time where I went to shoot a video of a bean festival in Bangalore.
Okay.
I did not go to shoot, I went to record bikes. But I said, why not do a video? And I did that video and I put it up on Facebook with very rough editing. And it went crazy viral. I think it went around the earth 6 times.
You put it on your personal Facebook page?
On my Facebook page. ऐसे ही डाल दिया मैंने. Okay, and it just went around. I'll tell you why. Because the Bean Festival of Bangalore connected with all the Kannadigas all over the world. And everybody like, oh, nobody. So, it went crazy viral, and the business head at Colors Kannada, which is a Viacom 18 concern, he saw it and he was looking for a TV anchor and he said we should give her a shot.
Wow.
And then I hosted a TV dance reality show, which didn't do well at all.
Okay.
Flopped really bad. However, see, this is, you have to give credit to the you know, what the business head saw in me. And
That's
he said,
true. He bet on you.
He bet on me. And he said, you know what, forget hosting reality shows. You work with me in programming, in television. What a crazy thing to say. And he said, no, you have to, you and I will work together. And I worked with him and he showed me the ropes of the visual medium.
Wow.
Right? And now you have audio and you have video. What are you going to do with it? And he showed me how promos are written and how he was the first person who told me there is a writer in you. Recognize that person. He was the first person to tell me there is a writer in you. You don't know that yet, but you're a writer. And he said that to me and he gave me plenty of opportunities to write, to direct, to edit. So I was a creative director on a lot of reality shows. I went on to become the head of non-fiction for Colors Kannada.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did that job and then the pandemic hit and then again I was back to that same question. Okay, so what do you really want to do?
Wow. You're a thinking girl.
Because I'll tell you, everyone else moved to work from home. What will I do from home जब मेरा काम ही shoot करना है? I have to shoot, I have to edit, and you're not shooting. Okay. So I was really tough, really sitting twiddling my thumbs. And that's when I think a lot of introspection, a lot of, okay, where am I in my life and how much is my work taking away from me? What do I really want from my work? All these questions started answering. But to be very honest with you, it is not just the downtime of COVID, but also the fact that some of the content that I was putting up on Instagram, aise hi khel mein, were doing well.
Oh, you were not strategizing and looking to
I still don't. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think creative processes can be put on a conveyor belt.
Sure.
You can't do that. And every time, I'm not saying I've never done it, but every time I've done it, I've fallen on my face.
Okay.
I have realized, all creators are extremely self-critical people, also self-aware. You don't have to tell a creator कि तेरे को पता है ना तू चालू काम कर रहा है इधर, उसको पता होता है.
Sure.
We know it. But sometimes there is just that hard press for time, sometimes we need the money और जो भी होता है हम लोग वो काम करते हैं. But I feel this whole attitude towards content and how it should be radio and television, they had made one thing very clear to me. Pressure में content नहीं बनता है and conveyor belt पे content नहीं बनता है. Like you can't say हाँ every Wednesday or every Friday मैं डालूंगी एक video. I still don't.
Amazing.
I don't surrender to analytics. Like you know, every medium will tell you ये अच्छा चल रहा है ऐसा वाला और बनाओ.
So the whole world is talking about data.
Data.
And you're anti-data.
I'm anti-data because then you know what, I think that drives you. You should never let that numbers drive you. What should drive you is the idea. I've always maintained idea should be in the driver's seat. And when you make that content, don't think about, okay, if I wear the flower like this, I think ये demographic वालों को पसंद आएगा.
You're so funny.
If I put it, ये नहीं करो.
Right.
So a lot of my content is so highly improvised and it is done while I'm shooting. So I only have like 70% of the script, if you want to call it that, ready.
In your head.
In my head. And then I start a lot. And I have seen this in the comment section, no, the appreciation that comes for the little bits, they're all improvisation. I would have never had it in the plan. It's only when I'm shooting, that little nuance I would have added and people are only applauding that nuance and I realize, yeah, that's why. Never hardwire everything. I don't hardwire 100% of my content.
So Aiyoo Shraddha is a phenomenon of the lockdown.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you
I'm a
have
lockdown
become,
baby.
You've become a brand thanks to COVID.
Yes.
Huh? And how did people suddenly watch you? Like, to be honest, I also chanced upon you.
Because I think you must have chanced upon me on WhatsApp. Not even like the algorithm picked me up.
Yeah.
I think what happened was a lot of people downloaded it and circulated it on WhatsApp. So if you see a lot of my content, a lot of people who I meet, I say, I saw you on WhatsApp. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook, but your content reaches me on WhatsApp. I have made it to WhatsApp groups. I think I owe my fame, if you want to call it that, not just to Instagram and Facebook, but to WhatsApp.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my content did the rounds on WhatsApp more than. I don't believe my Instagram numbers or Facebook numbers, YouTube numbers are impressive. But what I feel I don't have the numbers for is WhatsApp, and that's precisely why I don't let numbers rule me. Right?
Great clarity.
Yeah, so I don't let numbers rule me, because who is counting how many people have downloaded and circulated it on WhatsApp? And I think I'm here because of that more than anything. The downloads and people sharing it, putting it up as their WhatsApp status, and I'm here because of that.
And when did you start working with brands?
It's been a year.
A year.
A year.
Right? How has that experience been? It must be such a new experience.
Extremely new, very, very challenging. And I think the success varies from client to client.
Okay.
You know, and that's why I don't say, मैं आपको minimum guarantee इतना दूंगी. नहीं. It depends on you and me, how we work together. So there is no set number.
But usually there's a minimum guarantee asked for?
Some have, very rarely, but I don't give any minimum guarantee.
No, but as other creators have to give a minimum guarantee. Is that the protocol?
I think even if the creators don't give it, the agency sort of gives it to the brand, saying that इतना तो आ ही जाएगा इसमें.
Okay, basis your
history.
Yeah, okay.
उसको देखते हुए. But I don't give any minimum guarantee, because I strongly believe कि there is more at play.
Sure.
Than just how many followers you have, and you know.
So tell me, when brands come to you, do they come to you with an idea, or they tell you, hey, this is my thing, and you give me an idea?
Yeah, so I give the idea and I write the script and everything. What helps, see, again, like I said, with some brands, the working, we just click. And some, it takes a lot of hard work to sort of, ऐसे नहीं ऐसे, and the haggling sort of, उसमें stress दिखाई देता है. Product में stress दिखाई देता है.
Makes sense.
And some it's so effortless. I feel one of the things that I have felt is some brands compare what we do as Instagram pay creators directly to TVCs, but that's not the case.
Sure.
That's not the case.
Sure.
Right? It's important to understand कौन इसको follow कर रहा है, ये कौन लोग हैं जो इसको follow कर रहे हैं, and give this person the freedom to make it for her or his audience. All the content I'm making is for my audience.
Yes.
It's not a TVC.
Correct.
A TVC that you play on TV is watched by everyone.
Correct.
It has to cater to the lowest common denominator, or it has to appeal to everyone.
Right.
But यहाँ पे it is for my audience.
Right.
So when brands ask me to write a script where I seem very patronizing, right? It makes me very uncomfortable. And there have been times when I've said, no, we will work again, but maybe right now we are not on the same wavelength.
Right? You said that, huh?
I have said that. We work again. But I feel I cannot tell this to my viewer and make him look like, अरे तुमको पता नहीं है, ये करो, जल्दी खरीदो, हारी. So there is a certain language I speak in.
Right.
It's not written, but there is a certain language, a certain tone in which I
Yes.
talk to my audience.
Yes.
I will not change that. I'll not suddenly become, let me tell you something you don't know.
Sure.
No, we are friends.
Right.
Right? So my content has to be like that. And I know why my audience follows me. So there are some things that I don't want to compromise on.
Wow.
More than compromise, I just
Respect,
feel,
yeah.
Yeah, more than compromise, you know what I feel? I'll not do a good job.
Correct.
And I told you, right? There are times when I have done that and I've fallen on my face and said, मेरे को पता था ये होने वाला है. I should have said. So right now I'm very upfront. I speak up and I say no. Also, I don't do collaborations. where I am not able to find a hook. Like of late, there have been some products where I could not see. क्या बोलूँ इसके बारे में?
So you reject it.
I have said no. I have said not because your product is not great. It is because I don't know how to say it in my way.
But if I had to broadly ask you, when brands come to you, brand managers meet you, if I had to ask you, what do you think they're doing wrong and how should they change their thinking to have a better partnership, to have more meaningful messaging,
Yeah.
which is effective for them as well as you?
Yeah, first it should start with them having great clarity about this campaign ka, what are they looking to achieve with this campaign.
Do you see that as a problem in most cases, that they are a bit confused about what they want?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what happens. Everybody wants to be viral.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be
it's
viral.
such a bastardized word.
हाँ, so ये ऐसा होना चाहिए. And comparing it to content. आपका वो वीडियो में तो इतना व्यू आया था, इसको भी उतना लेके आओ. No, you have to understand. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता. There is a reason why people will share something on WhatsApp. There is a reason why paid collaborations do slightly differently. They have a different journey.
Sure.
Right? Content has a different journey. But सब कुछ viral होना चाहिए. Also, some people are not very, like I said, clarity about what you want. Discussion starts with, we wanted to be very subtle. Very subtle. अब last में बता देना हमारा नाम. Very subtle. It's all content. Do it your way. Discussion starts like this, but when I send the first idea, feedback comes, लेकिन पहले 10 सेकंड में पैकेट दिखा देना. I said no, but you came from a different angle, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so not being very, it's double work, rework for me, and then I lose my mind, and so I think being very honest, very clear about what you want, what is the one-line communication. That is, and I don't think a lot of people, some of the brands, they don't understand what this content marketing is. Why people are watching 1 minute ka reel, and you can't give a laundry list of features of your product that I have to read out. So some people don't know, but when we explain, understand. Some don't, and then I have to say, we will work at another time.
But do you see, barring a few brands, do you see the maturity seeping into marketers? Because partnering with creators like yourself is a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of learning.
Yes.
But I feel with my interaction with marketers and brands, I find them, they're still fixed in a template.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not being agile enough to move with the times, with what people are watching,
right,
or with what people like you are doing.
Right.
They are still looking at what is my ROI, what is my this, am I getting visibility, is my branding being shown?
Yeah.
And we are not stupid anymore, consumers.
Yes.
Right? We don't care if you have a celebrity endorser.
Exactly.
I don't give two hoots. I'm not going to buy your brand for that, but we're still stuck there somewhere in the yesteryears.
Yes.
So, do you try and educate them? And are they even open to listen to you? Or they come with like, "Tumko kya pata hai? I'm the brand. I'm an MBA. I know my experience. You are a newcomer, so I know how to sell better than you."
Yeah, they have been very kind actually, but I think the only education, if I have to tell them something, I tell them through a script. इस बात को ऐसे बोल सकते हैं. आप ये देखिए एक बार. Some of them say, it's a great spin. It's an interesting spin that you have done. Go ahead. Some of them, ये कैसे, we are not able to visualize. ये कैसे होगा? ये समझ नहीं आ रहा है. Some people don't get it, and although they want to कुछ नया करते हैं, but they are not risk takers. कुछ नया actually करना नहीं है, but they would like to, the idea of being कुछ नया करते हैं.
Sure.
But then, and then there are times when they say, नहीं आपका स्क्रिप्ट अच्छा है, but ये लो हमारा स्क्रिप्ट.
How's
and I'm
that?
like, आपके पास स्क्रिप्ट था पहले से है, okay. And then when you read through it, you realize not in a million years are you guys going to be able to be on the same page.
Right.
So it's better to
We
say
part ways.
We will work next time. इस बार नहीं.
Tell me, so we've all, as kids, grew up watching commercials, right? Today we might be watching less commercials just because TV is not our only medium. We have other platforms to consume content. And hence, to reach the end consumer is becoming harder and harder, right? Also, we've become smarter, right? So, if you had to compare advertising in its purest form from from let's say 2 decades ago to what you're seeing now, do you feel as content creators, not you, but
Yeah.
advertising per se, have we actually evolved in our messaging or have we regressed?
I think as with a lot of things, no, even with fashion, there'll be sometimes when you overcomplicate everything.
Right.
And then you're like, kya kar liya hai? And let's go back to simpler times and keep it
Simple,
simple.
basic.
Keep it really, really simple. Keep it really, really basic. So, people who get that make videos that people talk about. And I think right now, because like you clearly said, everything is an advertisement.
Right.
Aap kholo to ad hai har jagah.
But nothing is registering.
But having said that, a lot of people are also talking. There are WhatsApp where I have seen my friends and cousins forward ads to me. Kitna acha banaya hai dekh. And then you see that ad and you realize, yeah, what have they done in this? They've told a story and they have not screaming their brand in your face. Right. So isme, other than of course hamara product kharido ye bahut acha hai, there is something else in this. What is that thing? That sort of does not talk just about the product, but talks about who the brand is.
Correct.
Who are you?
Correct.
Right. So I think it talks like that कि मैं ये हूँ और ये मैं ऐसी चीजें बनाता हूँ. People who have cracked that, I think, are still doing very, very well. Yeah. Also, like I was talking today, in my session, that everybody is being so careful. We have to be so careful.
Yeah, because the world has become so sensitive.
Right? Oversensitive and
don't have a funny bone in their body.
So even when I get a brief, they're like, please ये मत बोलना, वो मत बोलना, ऐसे मत बोलना, ये वाला कलर मत पहनना और ऐसे caption में ये मत लिखना, वो मत लिखना. So much with everybody is so, let's just be
so tight.
Everything is so tight. Right? So yeah, to find in this one gap where you can breathe and tell a nice story and say, by the way, we are. It's very refreshing.
And it's so tough.
It's very tough. It's very tough. Yeah. 30-second के reel में कहानी भी बोलो और product के बारे में भी बोलो और last date भी बोलो.
I swear.
Coupon code भी बोलो, link भी डालो. It is, yeah. But like I said, it's a balancing act, like anything else, yeah.
What's next for you? Have you reached the point where you're saying, what's next for me?
Oh my God, yeah. I reached that point ever so soon, no? Like, the first one took me so many years, like after my first job and all. The other next one came sooner.
Faster, yeah.
This one is coming even sooner. It's like in cricket they show that the first 50 came in so many overs, next 50 came much less, the next 50 came, it's like that for me. So yeah, I'm approaching that question again. But I think if I have to think what's next for me, I think it'll have to be writing, more long form.
Right.
Writing. I would love to write screenplays.
Wow.
I would love to write, be on the dialogues team, and of course a full-blown stand-up set.
Wow.
That I'm writing right now. So writing is what I would like to consume most of my time in the coming, yeah.
A lot of your videos reflect society.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know, as a creator and a person who emulates society in a funny manner, how do you think our society is evolving? Are we really evolving, or are we completely on a backward journey?
I think this is the phase, I don't know, but we are questioning ourselves a lot, abhi, which is a good thing, I feel. Like the fact that we are asking ourselves, ki kidhar ja rahe hain hum log?
I'm asking that question. I don't think the world is asking that.
Yeah, but I think I am constantly questioning. It's a good space to be in. It's definitely better than saying, humko sab malum hai, and we are doing the right thing.
So you think the country is saying we don't know? I don't think so.
I wish we could
accept
that we are learning.
That's why I'm asking you, because through your videos you are so sharp and you're inside. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to find out how you look at our society.
I think
weren't we a better society 20 years ago?
I would say we were a society that did not speak for the heck of speaking. But right now, I think we are all forcing ourselves to form opinions. Not you don't have to have opinion on everything.
Sure.
कुछ चीज़ों के बारे में खाली सुनो ना. सुनो कि जिसने पढ़ा है, who knows क्या लग. Nobody wants to listen now.
That's
like
the
I
problem.
get so many, why are you not commenting on political affairs? Why are you not talking about this? Because too many people are talking. शांत बैठ के पढ़ लो, सुन लो, देख लो. हम लोग आई थिंक ये पता नहीं प्रेशर है नहीं है मुझे पता नहीं. आई डोंट हैव एन ओपिनियन ऑन एवरीथिंग. आई डोंट हैव एन ओपिनियन ऑन हर पॉलिटिशियन, हर जो ब्रेकिंग न्यूज हो रहा है. बिकॉज ऑन मोस्ट थिंग्स इन फैक्ट आई जस्ट वांट टू सिट एंड लिसन कि आपको क्या लगता है, मतलब क्या हो रहा है, आपको पता है ना, मतलब यू हैव रीड अ बुक अबाउट इट. एंड ये कम कर रहे हैं हम लोग.
गुड पॉइंट.
ये बहुत कम कर रहे हैं. I remember, like before social media, my father, my parents would read the newspaper
Back to back.
And ये जो है ना opinions वाले, it only happened with family groups.
Correct.
बहुत झगड़े होते थे कि नहीं, I don't think, but it used to be only here. ये नहीं कि दुनिया को बताओ तो आपको क्या लग रहा है, and then it gets a little messy. So I think learning, reading for knowing ये कम हो रहा है. अगर पढ़ते भी है ना तो ये कि इसको पढ़ के फटाफट क्या लिखूं मैं ट्विटर पे.
That's so true.
तो फटाफट अभी लिखती हूँ. इसके लिए नहीं पढ़ते थे कोई पहले, राइट? आप इसके लिए पढ़ते थे कि समझ में आए कि चल क्या रहा है, व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन. सो आई फील दैट थोड़ा शायद कम हो गया बिकॉज एवरीबडी इज इन अ वेरी बिग प्रेशर. आपको क्या लगता है, आपको, मुझे खाली सुनना है आपसे, आपको क्या लगता है. आई वॉन्ट टू लिसन टू द लर्नड पीपल. आई वॉन्ट टू लिसन टू द पीपल हु हैव सीन इट फर्स्ट हैंड. आई वॉन्ट टू लिसन टू द पीपल हु हैव रिसर्च दिस फ्रॉम years. What do they think? That.
Okay. Before I let you go, I want you to give 3 tips to marketers, agencies, the entire, all the stakeholders. 3 things that they should internalize and work upon.
I think I'll tell all the things that radio taught me, which is one of the things is never, ever, ever underestimate your audience's intelligence. The moment you do that, I think, you're going down delusion avenue. So never underestimate. Your audience is extremely intelligent. It does not need you to like open their eyelids and see, दिख रहा है मेरा product. ये है. No, they're very smart. They're very intelligent. In fact, जितना कम बोलोगे उतना ज़्यादा समझेगी audience. Another thing is, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything. Right? I think being nice, being kind is important. And time. हमेशा deadline कल चाहिए था नहीं हो सकता. Everything needs good time. I think a lot of times ये timelines are so haywire. मतलब समझ में नहीं आता ये कब चाहिए, कल कैसे. Time. I think breathe. Time दो. Because अगर बिना time दे के कुछ भी बनाओगे इसमें rework, it's written on it. Rework. So yeah, give time. Don't underestimate your audience. And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything.
Shraddha, I have absolutely loved speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
Candid. Oh, what a thinking woman you are. I'm inspired. I think it's time I question what I'm doing in my life. You've done it 3 times over. I think I should do it at least once. But thank you so much. You've been an absolute delight. I'm sure my viewers will completely enjoy this conversation.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you. So very kind of you to give this time to me. Thank you so much. I enjoyed speaking this with you, going down the memory lane. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely meeting you.